So California has a very elaborate suite of laws and best practices on the books that point us towards a low carbon, a low greenhouse gas economy. In 2006, a landmark bill was passed, Assembly Bill 32, that requires California to stop growing in emissions, which it is today, and actually reduce them back to the 1990 levels. That would call for about a 25% reduction in emissions over the next 12 years. It's going to be a big challenge, but we do have a number of opportunities and routes to get there. The biggest one is to invest more heavily in energy efficiency and then follow that up with low-carbon energy supply options like wind and solar. The single biggest tool we need to get there is going to be a price on what we don't want emitted to the atmosphere, a so-called tax or a cap-and-trade system for greenhouse gas emissions. And this is something we already have in place for other pollutants today. Some of the trace gases that are pollutants that come out of burning coal and oil in particular are gases that we already manage. So sulfur dioxide that you get as a byproduct of waste material from burning coal, and various nitrogen oxide compounds, NO and N2O, are both things you get by burning natural gas as well as oil and coal. In each of those two cases, for so-called SOx, SO2, and for the nitrogen compound, so-called NOx, NO or NO2, N2O, those are compounds that we already have markets for, and companies, notably power plants, that emit those to the air have to buy credits to offset their emissions. And a given company can either buy credits, or if they choose to invest, for example, in a wind farm versus another natural gas plant, they have credits that they don't need because they're not emitting. Those credits can then either be sold for just cash to make the company's bottom line better, or they could be reinvested in new technology to then bring new power plants online, so that as the price of carbon grows over time, as we expect it will, they will have a lower and lower carbon economy and will have the credits from those carbon emissions they're not making to sell on the market. And so that tool, pricing the emissions we don't want, a carbon tax, a carbon cap and trade system, is by far the single most important policy tool we don't have yet in place today if we really do want to bring down our emissions profile.